Everyone knows that teachers don't make a lot of money, and we pay for the majority of the things in our classroom with our own money. But as the new school year gets closer, it's very tempting to buy all of the cute things for our classrooms. So today I'm sharing some questions that you can ask yourself before you go shopping for your classroom. If you're new around here, I'm Rachel Vincent, and I am a 4th grade teacher who just finished her 19th year of teaching, and I love sharing ways to help teachers simplify their classrooms and their teaching. The first question to ask yourself is, do I need it? Or do I want it? Honestly, this question could go for anything you're buying, but it really applies to all of the cute things that you're gonna see everybody sharing on social media soon, or if they're not already sharing it, which they are because Target brought out their dollar section stuff really early this year. Do you need it or do you want it? Is it something that you need in your classroom? It will help to organize things or help with a lesson or help with student supplies, or is it actually going to be useful, or is it just cute because it's cute and you want it? I think back to like the year of the light boxes. I mean, everyone had one of those, but I remember saying it's cute, but I don't need it. It's just one more thing that's going to collect dust on a shelf, to be quite honest. The second question to ask yourself is, can I afford it? Money matters, especially now with prices and inflation and everything being so much more expensive. That is it something you can afford? Something I really want, and it is a want, for my classroom is a chair that's short to the ground that I can sit on during my mini lessons when my students are at the carpet and I'm teaching them or reading to them, because I want to be more on their level. But most of the chairs that I want, that I like, that are cute, are rather expensive. So if I can't afford it, I'm not gonna get it. I am looking for deals on Amazon and I am looking on Facebook Marketplace, but it's one of those things that if I can't afford it, I'm not gonna get it because I've gotten by 19 years without one. Plus, I am trying to make sure that I can get things for my classroom without having to turn my lunch into a sad peanut butter and jelly routine. The third question to ask yourself is, do I have space for it in my classroom? I've also been really wanting a standing desk. That way I can, when I need to be at my computer because we're going through a slideshow or I'm showing them something on a website where really just doing it from my Promethean board is kind of difficult. I want to be able to face them while working on my computer, but I have very limited space at the front and I'm just not sure that that's going to work. I don't want to buy a piece and bring it in and it just clutter and crowd that already tight space. Thinking about, do you have space for it? Do you have space for a rug? Do you have space for the flexible seating, different options? Think that through before you make the purchase. The fourth question is, do I already have something similar or with a similar purpose? I don't know if you're like me, but organizational bins just get me and I want them all. And many of the stores come out with the same organizational bin year after year in different colors. And of course, it's like, oh my God, I love that color. Maybe I should add that color. But in all actuality, I don't need more organizational bins. I have plenty. I have plenty sitting in my cabinets not doing anything that I could use instead. So I really have to ask myself, is it something that I am willing to spend my money on for something that I actually already have, or I can use something else similar that I already have? This next question you can ask yourself could help you with that last question is, am I willing to give something up in order to get this new thing? So maybe you do have something similar. Maybe it's several years old. Maybe it just doesn't function exactly the way you really want it to. Can you replace it? Meaning, can you take those things out of your classroom so that you're not cluttering your classroom or filling up your cabinets, and find a new home, donate it, sell it on Facebook Marketplace so you can use that money to buy the new item? That's actually one of the things I'm going to do with some of my organizational bins. Target has the black ones this year, and I am going to replace my colorful ones with the black ones for a couple of reasons. One, it's less color in the classroom. I'm trying not to be so overly the top with color because I know it can affect students with their focus and different things like that. But also, my students draw all over them, which is another story. I'm hoping the black will be less dirty. We'll see. The sixth question to ask yourself is, do I know what I'm going to use this for? I wish I would have asked myself that question many years ago when I first started teaching, because I bought it I bought everything, especially when you get to like dollar sections, the Dollar Tree, the Target bullseye section. Like, this stuff is cute and relatively cheap, so you tend to just go overboard. And then we turn our classrooms into a scene from Hoarders and have all this stuff that we bought, and you either forget about it because you stuffed it in a cabinet, or you honestly didn't have a reason to use it, so it just sat there. I remember buying they were like stickers, but they were in the shape of like speech bubbles. And I was like, oh yeah, I could use those for like a lesson on quotations. Well, I found them like 3 years later still in a cabinet because I forgot I had them. I could have used it, but I didn't because I found something else to use instead. Or those sticky pockets. Like, I love those, and I use the square ones for labeling different things in my classroom, but the long skinny ones, I was like, I should get some of those too. I actually have some of those, but I don't have a purpose for them. So guess where they're at? Still in my cabinet, because I'm like, maybe I'll have a purpose, but I don't. I never thought of why I needed it. So I made the purchase, and here they sit several years later in my cabinet. Now that you have those questions in your mind, you'll be able to make better purchasing choices for your classroom. And hopefully things won't go to waste or won't break the bank. If you want to see some of the things that I purchased last summer, check out the video that's on your screen now.